Hello, my lovely yarn friends. Welcome back to Grandma Hobbies, where stitches are slow, hearts are full, and mistakes are just design choices. I am Munif, and today we are making something cozy, classy, and anime inspired, the Mikasa scarf. If you love clean textures, easy repeats, and a scarf that looks fancy but is secretly beginner friendly, you are in the right place. So grab your yarn, needles, and let's knit some comfort together. So here I have a sample piece. Let's quickly talk about the materials that we would require to knit this Mikasa scarf. Let me place this aside. We will need yarn of your choice. Medium or bulky works great. Uh, I am using a Vardhaman Magnus Quick Knit yarn, which is which goes with 3 or 4 size needles. Okay, but we're also going to use 5 mm needles, wired or straight, that I will show you just now. So here it is. So if you see, I'm using a 5.5 mm wired knitting needles, which are from Pony. We would require a scissor to cut the excess yarn and also some loose ends, and then a tapestry needle to weave in those ends. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this whole scarf is worked on even number of stitches. So I would highly recommend you to use any stitches which is even in number. It can be ranging between 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and so on. And I will always use a knitted cast on method when I'm knitting a Mikasa scarf for that even edge that you see here, right? So your knitted cast on gives an even uh, foundation or the edge on top. This is again the cast off method that I will teach you later. So this is how we need our bottom part to look like. Hence I will be using a knitted cast on method. Okay, so to do the knitted cast on method, I will be making a slip knot first of all, like that. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to make a slip knot, please refer to any videos on YouTube. And I will now be casting on 14 stitches, right? The way we cast on is, once you have the slip knot on the left needle, use the right needle to insert the needle into the loop like this, yarn over, pull up a loop, and lay it back on the left needle like this, and pull the working yarn. Next, we are going to go in between these stitches. I'm not going into the loop. Sorry, it's blurring out. Here, I'm not going into the front loop or the back loop. I am simply inserting my knitting needle in between those two loops, or rather cast on stitches, and I'm again yarning over and pulling up a loop and laying it back on the left needle. So continue like this and make 14 cast on foundation or chains or loops or whatever you call it, and I will meet you once you have 14 here. I have casted on 14 stitches. Let's recount them. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 14. Now for our first round, this part is very important because it sets the texture to the whole scarf. So what we are going to do is, I'm going to be keeping my working yarn in the front, and I will be going ahead and slipping my first stitch purlwise, which is just like this. And once I have that, I will be going ahead and working a knit stitch on the next stitch. So what is happening here is, we slipped one stitch. Because our yarn was in the front, it created an additional stitch here, which comes as a yarn over while we were knitting the next stitch. Let me show this one more time. You bring the yarn forward, you slip the first stitch purlwise, and then you simply knit the next stitch knitwise. So you see, we've just done about 2-3 stitches, and we've already got 1 2 3 4 5 6 stitches, right? So yarn in the front, slipping the next stitch purlwise, and then when you knit the next stitch, if you look at the yarn, it is yarning over and creating an extra loop, or rather a stitch here, which is going to create that stretchy texture to the whole Mikasa scarf. So continue like this, bring your yarn forward, slip the first stitch, knit the next stitch, bring the yarn forward, slip the next stitch purlwise, and knit the next stitch. One more time, yarn in the front, slip purlwise and knit the next stitch, yarn in the front, slip the next stitch purlwise and knit the last stitch like this. Okay, alright, so we've completed our first round. Just remember, round 1 is always slip 1 purlwise, knit 1 while keeping the yarn in front, and you will have to continue until the end. Now moving on to our next round, the second round, the main repeat pattern. So you're going to follow the second round throughout the pattern right now. Okay, so what we will do is we will always keep our working yarn at the front facing us, and we will slip the first stitch purlwise, right? And then we are going to knit the next 2 stitches. If you see, this is our yarn over and this is our knitted stitch. Hence, we are going to knit both of those stitches together while keeping the yarn in the front. So what are we doing? We are again increasing but also decreasing so that we have even number of stitches on our needles. Okay, so I just did that. I will bring my yarn forward, slip 1 stitch purlwise, knit the next 2 stitches knitwise. I'll show you one more time. Yarn in the front, right? Slip the next stitch purlwise, and then you simply knit the next 2 stitches. Yarn in the front again, slip the next stitch purlwise, knit the next 2 stitches. Yarn in the front, slip the next stitch purlwise and knit the next 2 stitches. So continue like this, because it is just a repeat where you bring your yarn forward, you will slip 1 stitch purlwise and knit the 2 stitches which are there. Continue this pattern till the end of the round, or you know how many ever rows you want. Make sure it is at least as per your length. So continue the second round as your main pattern, because we will no more be doing the first round, because it was just slip 1 purlwise, yarn in the front and knit 1 stitch. But we are going to do the second round, which is the slip 1 stitch purlwise while keeping the yarn in the front and knitting the next 2 stitches. So keep repeating that, and I will see you in some time once I at least have these many rounds. Okay guys, so I have finished a few rounds here, and you see it's already forming into it's giving that ribbing pattern to it. However, it is not ribbing. If you expand the stitches, you will see it has a herringbone kind of a texture to it. So your Mikasa scarf will come out really pretty if you follow this pattern. As I informed earlier, the second round is your main pattern repeat. So keep repeating round 2 for as many rows as you like. The more you repeat, the longer and cozier your scarf becomes. So take your time, enjoy the rhythm, and let the stitches do the magic for you. Also, when you're happy with the length, bind off loosely, weave in your ends, and admire your beautiful Mikasa inspired scarf. I will show you how to bind off So I am not going to make any increases because I think this is more relevant. However, I would really like if you guys can create your Mikasa scarves and tag me on my Instagram. I will be linking my Instagram here so you can go there and tag my account, which is Grandma Hobbies, and show me your creation of how good or how lengthy you've made your Mikasa scarf. Pause, get inspired more with anime, and let me know which scarf or anime based project should I do. So let me quickly go ahead and bind this off, and then I will tell you how to weave in the ends. So I'm just doing a normal bind off where I'm slipping one stitch knitwise first initially, and then I'm going to knit these two stitches together, pass the slip stitch over the knitted stitch. One more time, I'm just going to knit the next stitch now, pass the knitted stitch over the next knitted stitch. I will be going ahead and knitting two stitches together now, like that, and then I will be passing my first stitch over the second. One more time, just one stitch next, knit, pass, knit two stitches together and pass, knit one stitch and pass, knit two stitches together and pass. Okay, I'm just going to do this throughout for the number of stitches I have. That's 14 stitches. Let me quickly finish this for you, and then I will show you how to bind it as well. Also, it's a good idea to add tassels to the Mikasa scarf because that is what will give its proper aesthetic look to the whole scarf. So I would highly recommend that you guys make a few tassels and attach it at the end. So I have finished my bind off. I will be going ahead and snipping off the yarn like this, and I will not be pulling this short strand. I will be pulling the loop so that I can pull this short strand from my stitch here like that and pull it a little tight. Now what I will do is I will be taking my tapestry needle and inserting the strand like this, and I will be going ahead and hiding my yarn either on these stitches here, which are your V stitches, if you can look this closely, just like that, right at the end like this. There you go. And then just pull this out. You see it's not visible on the other side. So do that and cut the excess yarn with the scissors again. Do the same thing to also the cast on stitch that you have from the initial cast on slip knot or whatever you call it. So I will be going ahead and inserting my tapestry into these V's like that. Pull, there you go, and snip the excess yarn like so. Here you have it. So please follow the pattern throughout. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed knitting along with me. So that's it, my yarn family. Your Mikasa scarf is ready, simple, elegant, and full of love. As I said, if you enjoyed knitting along with me, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Grandma Hobbies with your fellow yarn lovers as well. Comment below if you're making the scarf or if you'd like a matching beanie or mittens next. I'll be more than happy to make that. Also, don't forget to tag me on my Instagram, as I mentioned earlier. I will be really happy to see your projects. So until next time, keep your hands busy and your heart cozy. This is Munif signing off. Bye bye.